Hi guys, CivilianSnowman here, and it's time for yet another of my Halloween week film reviews, and today it's going to be The Evil Dead 2, directed by Sam Raimi. Bruce Campbell plays Ash, who's, in the first film, his friends were kind of possessed and they all killed each other and stuff, and basically, the second film is kind of a strange beast because it's a semi-remake slash sequel. Like, the beginning of it basically recaps the first film, but I think due to legal issues they weren't allowed to actually use footage from the first film, so they had to film completely original scenes. So it basically gives you a brief recap, and it's very well done actually. It's one of the best parts of the film, where Ash and his girlfriend are staying in this cabin and they read from the Book of the Dead, which leads to his girlfriend becoming possessed, who then attacks him and he has to kill her and stuff. It's all very stylish, very well done, and it's a good catch up. And then it gets into a film where these I think the daughter of the scientist who lived in this cabin, who got the Book of the Dead, comes in and finds Ash there, and then all hell breaks loose again. So that's basically the plot of Evil Dead 2. You're probably saying to yourself, now Snowman, that plot description wasn't very coherent. Well, basically, anybody who's seen The Evil Dead will know that it's not particularly about plot, it's about carnage and fun and comedy and stuff, so that's basically the best description of the plot I can give. One thing that I absolutely love about this movie is the style, like the creeping kind of camera work, and it's all very fluid and kinetic. It's almost like a film on acid. It really is. If there was such a thing, I know that phrase is used quite a lot, like a film is a roller coaster ride, but I think to Sam Raimi's movies it actually applies, like this, and especially Drag Me to Hell as well. Sam Raimi's movies are literally like roller coaster rides, you know, they kind of throw you into the shit, as it were, throw you around a bit and then spit you out and you're slightly dizzy and dazed and confused, and then you just want to get back in line and do it again, you know. So that's basically the best thing about Evil Dead is just the experience of watching it. One thing I think this film does really well is it manages to find that balance between scary and funny, because not many people, especially nowadays, I mean, because Drag Me to Hell didn't do particularly well at the box office at all. I don't know whether it was a flop or not, but I know that it didn't do well. People tend not to know that funny and scary can go well together, and Sam Raimi's Evil Dead 2 is definitely the best example of this. He really does strike that balance. There are some scenes which are genuinely frightening, you know, there are some scary images in this movie, and but there's also some very funny moments, like when Ash's hand becomes possessed and he smashes plates over his own head. It's very kind of Three Stooges, slapstick humour, but it goes perfectly well with the kind of horrific horror, terrifying and frightening stuff that's in this movie. The balance is just right, and it could have quite easily been shit, you know, and been like a scary movie parody of itself, because obviously, like I said, this is the second one. The first film went for a scarier tone, and the second one, he introduced a lot more comedy and got it right, but it could have quite easily become a parody of the first movie, but it doesn't. He like I said, he strikes a balance just right, and the film's a lot better off for it. Bruce Campbell's performance as Ash is absolutely brilliant, and I honestly think that he's one of the most iconic heroes in the history of cinema. Like, I would put Ash up there with Indiana Jones and John McClane and shit, you know, those kind of plucky heroes who get the shit kicked out of them over the course of the film but then come back fighting. You know, I honestly think that Bruce Campbell is just as charismatic and just as good an actor as people like Bruce Willis and Harrison Ford. You know, there's no reason why he shouldn't be regarded that way. And I know that Bruce Campbell has made, you know, lots of kind of straight to DVD shit movies basically, and it's a shame that he never really broke into the A-team, as it were, you know, the A-listers. But, you know, watching this film, you can see that he definitely deserves it, because I honestly think his performance is up there with the genre greats, to be quite honest. As you guys no doubt know, I'm not a fan of gore in movies. I don't think that you should rely on grossing out the audience. I think you should scare them, not just repulse them. But The Evil Dead, it's a very, very gory movie, one of the goriest in fact, but it gets away with it because the tongue is firmly in cheek throughout the whole film, and it really does serve the purpose of the movie because it has got that slapstick comedy edge to it, so the gore fits in, you know. But a film like this, had we played it straight, a film about possession in the woods, it would have been best to be done without showing much, you know, in my opinion. But because Sam Raimi wanted to inject that slapstick edge to it, the gore is really well done and it really fits the tone of the film. So I absolutely love it, you know. It's not often I like gore in a movie, but I honestly think that The Evil Dead has some of the best use of gore I've ever seen. Evil Dead 2 is regarded as a cult classic, but I don't think that's a fair statement. I think it should just be regarded as a genre classic because I honestly do think it is a classic of the horror genre. And there is no other rating I could possibly give it except 5 stars. Now, you're probably sick of hearing me give these films that I've been reviewing this week 5 stars, except for Switchblade Romance. I think I gave that 4 because of the shit ending. But yeah, basically, it's a masterpiece. It really is, and it's rough around the edges. The Blu-ray transfer is flawless, and it really does show the extent of the guerrilla filmmaking. So you can see the wires, and you can see the studio and stuff like that. But to be honest, it kind of adds to the charm of it. So yeah, basically, it's almost flawless. And I highly recommend it to anybody who hasn't seen it, although I imagine that just about everybody watching this video has seen it. It's definitely the perfect movie to watch on Halloween night. If you're going to watch something on Halloween, make it an Evil Dead movie. You will not regret it. So yeah, 5 stars from me. So thanks for watching this review. Please feel free to comment. This is CivilianSnowman signing out. I'll see you later. Bye.